Now, is it better for me to double fist it, or should I do one udder at a time? I am a beginner. Keep that in mind.
I think you should do one at a time.
And did I really just say double fist it with an udder? I really did. Okay, I'm going to try one at a time. Okay. That way I can use the mic.
Okay, start from the top.
Okay.
If you can.
What the heck is happening?
It's hard. It took me about a week to learn.
Wow. Oh my God.
All right, with the magic of TV, why don't you get back down there and show me what?
Okay, sugar.
I'm on to you. I am on to you. So not into it. Oh, look. What you looking at? Hey, goat. I apologize to every goat farmer out there that thinks.
And every ex-boyfriend.
Maybe she could milk a goat because it didn't work well.
Oh, Mark. No, he didn't say that. It's 6:35.
Wow.
Right?
Hey, what's going on, YouTube? Alright, so I am making this video because I found something that's very interesting. You know, we live in a time where we gotta be careful. We gotta be careful as far as what we choose to entertain ourselves with. Alright? YouTube has been a big source of entertainment for a lot of people because there's a big source of different things that people like on YouTube. It's a global thing and you can find damn near everything you want on here. Now, that angers me because I've had several of my channels removed from YouTube, and they said it was because I was... Alright, what's up? This is Podrey, and I want to welcome you to my channel and my intro. They say that I was basically not promoting, but I was showing nudity or sexual gratuity type shit. And I'm like, man, I wouldn't be doing that because I know that that's one of the terms, right? Terms and conditions, terms of service type shit. I just got finished uploading a video 4 minutes ago. And so when I think about, you know, what you can do on YouTube, you know, I think about you can watch people, basically you watch other people, you know, do like live their life. Hopefully you're not choosing those videos where people are hurting themselves. There's prank videos out there where people are putting themselves in harm's way, just, you know, just to say, hey, that's funny, you know what I'm saying? And other people saying, hey, that's funny, I like to see you slap stuff out of people's hands and piss people off to where they're chasing you. And when they chase you, they put their hands on you, but yet you got people that's behind the camera, or, you know, standing nearby as security, just in case you piss off the wrong person, except for whenever when these pranks go wrong and somebody, you know, reaches in their pocket, their purse, or whatever, to pull out a knife or a gun, and then you gotta, you know, jump out of your character, or the person gotta stop the prank, because they're like, hold on, don't take it that serious. But the person who's getting pranked was like, you don't know me like that, you don't know me like that, you don't know me, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, are you serious? So there's a lot of things that are not so entertaining. Now, to get to my point, pets. You can never go wrong with watching the funny things that animals do. Alright, with that being said, you don't have to worry about AI. You don't have to worry about they, quote unquote they, the people who are in charge of what we watch on you know, these streamings. If you got cable on these different cable networks, you know what I mean? I was watching I was watching Ken Edwin TV, and they put together a skit, and it was so fucking good. What it was like, okay, a woman knocks at the door of her ex, and another woman answers the door. So the woman is like, and who are you? You know what I'm saying? And the woman is like, I'm his girlfriend. You know, the one that's inside the house that answered the door was like, I'm his girlfriend. And the ex is on the outside like, and where'd you come from? You're a whole grown-ass woman. You know what I'm saying? We just broke up type shit. But she didn't say all that. And eventually the new woman lets the old woman in the house. And the old woman, the old girl, the old fling, the old girlfriend, is basically boasting and, you know, challenging the new female. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, I'm not an old model. I was the best model. And the new female was like, well, you can't be that much good if he let you go because he has me and I look way better than you, blah, blah, blah. So, you know, they're going back and forth, back and forth. Then the guy, he steps out and he looks at his ex and he's like, what are you doing here? And they start going back and forth. At this time, the new girl, you know, was supposed to be, the ex asked the new girl for something to drink. So the new girl, she walks, you know, away to get something to drink supposedly, and the guy, he comes out and he addresses the ex, and then they go back and forth, and then the new girl comes back and the ex starts talking back with her, and someone comes at the door, rings the doorbell, so he goes to answer the door, and it's a whole big old dude, and the dude is like, hey, how you doing? And the man of the house was like, hey, I'm doing fine. And he was like, so what do you want? And the guy that knocked at the door, he was like, well, I'm here for so-and-so, which is the guy's ex. And he was like, well, she's here, and what do you want with her? He was like, well, I'm her boyfriend. And so here it is, you got two exes with two new people, and they're basically, you know, the guys are measuring their dicks basically, and the females are, you know, are boastering too. So, you know, you can hear them in the background, and then you can see these two at the door, you know what I'm saying, just one-upping each other, you know what I'm saying? And it's funny as hell. It's innocent fun. And I'm like, man, look at all the shit that's on these platforms, especially Tubi. Fuck, man. I don't even go to Tubi no more because the stereotype of, you know, gangsters and living in the hood, selling dope, and, you know, jealous dudes killing females and jealous females killing dudes, or, you know what I'm saying, jealousy, you know what I'm saying, just becomes toxic. And, you know, basically Tubi's toxic. I stopped going there trying to look for entertainment. I used to go there watching the documentaries, and I'm just like, you know, every time I go there, I'm having to go through all the trash just to find something decent. And I'm not going to root through trash just to find something. All right, so like I say, I come on there, and, you know, I'm looking at many things, you know what I'm saying, for entertainment. And I like primitive, you know, people building primitive houses, people like sports. I like dance teams, you know what I'm saying. I like some music videos. I search for a lot of clean edits to songs, and I try to find conscious music. And like I said, I DJ on Second Life, so I'm constantly looking for more and more music, you know, that I could play on Second Life. And I do like battle rapping, and all that I'm saying, most of the stuff is trash to me, especially when they're using the N-word and the B-word every 10-15 seconds. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why is that like that. You know what I'm saying? So then I'm like, all right, well, I love me some woman. I think women are gorgeous, you know, and when they put themselves out there, well, they're just putting themselves out there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, well, thank you. At least I ain't got to go hunt far to find that type of entertainment, because it's right here on Second Life. And it goes back to the whole thing of, I've gotten some channels deleted because they sat back and said that I was pushing nudity and sexual gratuity. And I'm like, look at the dumb thumbnails. Thumbnails make the female's body look thicker than what it is. You know what I'm saying? You got guys, young girls, constantly doing pranks on other people. You know what I mean? Fucking, what is it, gold digger videos? You know what I mean? And you got females doing some degrading shit, and they sign up for it. So I try to find, you know, a lot of the skits, you know, that brown folks have made, so I can, you know, check those out. And, you know, it's a whole lot better than what's on these other platforms like Netflix or Cinemax or Hulu or Disney, or Peacock, Pluto, Amazon Prime, especially Tubi. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, I'd rather give these folks my attention than these other platforms. And what's crazy about these other platforms is that they talk about they gonna clean themselves up from the industry, but it's like you can't. They can't. It's not like we're listening to the people who really own this shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like whoever's pushing out these different stories about the creators of like the Cinemax channel or the Hulu channel or something like that. They let me get this right. These people are not coming out and addressing their viewers, but instead they're making their actions speak loud as far as what type of content they're putting out. And that lets you know just how much they give a fuck about you or me as far as putting poison in our brains. Now, I'm brown, and if you're not a melanated person, and if you just go to Tubi, they will push the type of TV shows and the movies that you begin to choose. And then they'll get related content. So in that way, each time you go to Tubi, it's going to be shit that you like or shit that might interest you. Like I said, you know, when I go in there, it's a lot of melanated people, you know, going through all kind of bullshit. And it's supposed to be entertainment. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like saying that brown folks like drama. And that's not true. There's a lot of us that want some education. We want documentaries. We want truth. We want factual shit. And when it comes down to movies, come on, man. I don't want to watch a melanated casted movie and the storyline is still the same as, you know, Caucasians type of movie. So it's like, where's the originality? Where are these writers and directors getting these topics from? You know, these novels. Why are these novels so much on the level of people who are not melanated? Where's the originality? That's why when I watch these skits on here, on YouTube, you know, I'm able to sit back and enjoy, you know, what they do. And so, as far as their level of entertainment, and I watch majority of the sketches from this channel, my Growing with Podrey, because it's a channel that, you know, I would promote and support, brown folks from the most. So anyway, if you think I'm a racist, it's not that. It's not that at all. It's just the fact that I'm looking for sketches. It's just the fact that I was raised up on what Caucasian, Jewish people, whatever, had on TV. And we had to make do with Black History Month movies, TV shows. And now that I'm older and now that times have changed a little bit as far as making things accessible for us, it's like the only thing that hasn't changed is the storylines. You put brown folks in the place of non-brown folks with the same storyline, and you're not doing anything different. There's nothing original from it. And so I'm like, man, it's crazy. And I'm not crazy when I think on this level, but I can't find I can't find anybody that's talking on the level of, the industry needing to change. Another thing that I like to watch as far as entertainment is like America's Got Talent. Even though, it's one of those quote unquote they type shows. Well, they don't train these people that go on the shows. The people that go on the shows are real people. They're wanting a shot and they're wanting to get their names out there. But before they came to these game shows or these these entertainment shows, they're at home, they're in their neighborhoods, you know what I'm saying? And they're making their craft, they're making it better. They're practicing it, they're working on it, they're talking to or not talking, but they're working with their families. See, look at that. Look at the trash right there. They say the infamous scene that took the Cosby Show off air, and it's dumb. It's part of the TOS too. YouTube is like, don't label your videos to where you're basically tricking people into watching your content. And then when you look at that thumbnail, everybody know that that's not Claire's chest. It's not. And if she was to see this, it's like, man, I wonder how upset she would get. I wonder if she would get upset at all if somebody put a rack on her image like that. You know what I'm saying? She represents so much more than that. At least she does on the camera. I haven't, Felicia Rashad is her name. I haven't, and look at the channel name is Black Culture Rewind. And look what they're doing as far as putting the thumbnail and making it clickbait. I'm tired of the whole umbrella of black. For one, melanated folks are different shades of brown. Alright? So, I'm tired of people calling us black. I'm tired of we calling each other black. You know what I'm saying? For one, we're just people. We're not a color. You know what I'm saying? We're not a pigment. You know what I mean? But when you sit back and say Black Culture Rewind, you think that they're trying to target people who are tired of looking at non-melanated people. So when they say it be your own people that pull you down, they're not lying. Some of these skits and sketches that that are out there, some of these people that are doing stand-up comedy, it's like a person like me looks at that and I'm like, I wish they would unthink the bullshit that they were taught, so that way they would have a clean slate to learn what really makes people laugh. And what makes people really laugh, is different. It's like I was watching Richard Pryor live on Sunset Boulevard, and he's doing a bit about the mafia owning a club, and that shit was funny. And I'm thinking that that's a part of what happened in his life. You know what I'm saying? So when comedians are telling jokes, it's like, okay, now that I'm older, I realize that if they're pulling from their life experiences, then it's not so funny anymore. It's like Dave Chappelle. I used to like the Chappelle show. I used to find some of this shit funny. But then after the whole thing exploded, and then he came back and got on stage, I was listening to the details of what other people would call a joke, and I was like, there's nothing funny about that. It's like, remember, folks, he left all that money on the counter just because he thought that people was laughing at him too hard, laughing at his sorrow too hard. They weren't laughing with him. You know what I'm saying? They were laughing at him, at the situations that aren't funny. And it's like Cat Williams. Cat Williams tells a great story. Cat Williams can be funny when he's not being serious. But when he's doing stand-up comedy and he's telling stories about his life and other experiences that he had gone through, I don't find that shit funny. I'm learning from it. He has great quotables. Like, you gotta make yourself your number one player. You gotta be a cheerleader for yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you can motivate other people, you should be motivating yourself first. Put you first. You know what I'm saying? The thing about a lot of people that fucks me up is religion. There's information out here that's letting people, there's people that has information about the past, and they're letting us know that, that shit that they're talking about in the Bible is some bullshit. And they're letting us know who's being targeted, with that Bible, and why the Bible is being used, or why religion is being used as a tool to keep us fucked up, to keep us down. Now, Saturday Night Live. I think I've watched Saturday Night Live maybe 2 or 3 times. But I can't fuck with that show. Look at them, spoofing Shannon Sharp and Cat Williams right there. You know what I'm saying? They're spoofing. And so it's like, you got 2 brown folks that are helping Saturday Night Live make us look bad, make, Shannon Sharp and Cat Williams look bad. And other people might look at it and be like, it's just entertainment. That's not what they're there to do. And then you got Keenan or Kel, you know what I'm saying? And then you got Will Ferrell. Now, Will Ferrell, once he left there, he started getting a little gritty, a little, like, man, fuck the bullshit. He started to sound like that. But you got this other brother, I don't know if it's Keenan or Kel, but, this is how he got his money. And so, without a doubt, he's not going to do anything to fuck up his money. And that's how it is for the industry and the people who, get their money from the industry. And it's like, are you serious? Are you serious? I would rather see people doing look at Cat Williams. They call it a funny scene. All right, all right, all right. So I paused this recording, or I stopped recording, and now I'm back. But what I'm really saying is, when it comes down to entertainment and what we allow ourselves to be entertained by, we got to hold ourselves accountable. Of course, I sit back and I'll watch something and I'm like, man, okay, check this. So last night, after my family had left and I got situated and comfortable, I was like, okay, I need to find a movie to watch. I couldn't find nothing. Couldn't find anything. And so I was like, I might as well put Sinners on. I could probably fall asleep to that. But a young lady, she came around and I paused the movie. It was like maybe 20 seconds into the movie. And got into a brief conversation about, how I did not want to watch this movie. I watched it once. I did not want to watch it again. I was like, I might as well just go watch Django because I like Django that much. But it was like beating me up to even try to watch that shit again. I dislike it that much. But I look at this movie right now called The Other Guys. It's playing on the TV up on the wall, and I'm watching it. I don't have the volume on, but I'm like, I can watch this movie. Everything about it is pure entertainment. There's nothing about it that I can relate to real life at all. You know what I'm saying? When I say what kind of audience are they targeting? They're targeting the audience that want to see Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg, just to show their ass and show their comedic chops. You know what I'm saying? And it's cool. It's got so many, quotables and scenes, funny scenes that are just memorable. And it's kind of like Mark Wahlberg picked the argument with Will Ferrell. And he was like, if I was a shark, you wouldn't make it to the shore because I eat you all up and things like that. And Will Ferrell came back with something like, well, if you were a shark, I would be this. And it's like whatever he said he was going to be, it was like, a bunch of little somethings. And he was like, well, Mark Wahlberg tried to argue. He was like, well, I killed him. He was like, no. I think Mark Wahlberg was like, I think he used a lion or something. And Will Ferrell was like, I bring you out to the water and drown you or something like that. And he was talking about, yeah, you can run up on the beach, but we'll come up on the beach and we'll get you. Now that we had a taste of lion, we like lion. And it's so ridiculous. It's like, come on, y'all, for real? That is so made up. It's so cool. You know what I mean? It makes you picture the scene, you know what I'm saying, of these two type of creatures. You know what I'm saying? It kind of makes you want to go watch those videos, one beast versus another beast. Like gorilla versus a lion. You really want to see, you know what I'm saying, them fight in real life. But you'll never see it. You'll never see it. But it is a thing of what if. Just what if, you know what I'm saying? What if you was at the zoo and the gorilla escaped and went over to the lions and jumped in there and was standing in there with like 2 or 3 lions surrounded, you know what I'm saying? Who would win? You know what I'm saying? Or even one lion, just one-on-one. It's like, that would be some cool ass shit. That murder, kill type of beast in me, once it sees something like that, it's like, I'm a nasty motherfucker when it comes down to being grimy sometimes, but that's what I say. No one taught me to be, well, I wanted to say no one taught me to be that way. Meaning like, when we come into this world, there's things that, just are programmed into our genetics, and we don't get taught how to do them. It's like no one teaches us how to breathe. You know what I'm saying? And so when it comes down to babies, no, you gotta teach a baby to have a fucked up personality, or to have fucked up thoughts about life, or fucked up thoughts about people. So basically, let me get back to the point. When it comes down to entertainment, watching the other guys is a whole lot better than watching sinners. And then when it comes down to comedy, it's like, if I was going to be pro-Brown, I'd be like, how come my people aren't able to write comedy and act out comedy like it was shown on the other guys? You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you understand where I'm coming from. And I don't want you to think of me being racial once again. It's like if you were Irish, you know what I'm saying? You'd be like, well, how come there isn't, Irish writers and Irish actors, actresses putting together a movie like the other guys, except for, with Irish cast. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. And no one's calling that Irish person racist. They're just kind of pro-Irish at that time and place, at that time and moment, or that moment. So anyway, I'm gonna stop this video because I may be pushing like 40 minutes or something, but be careful of what you entertain yourself with. This morning I've been watching Leaving My Dogs, well, just, funny animal things. And when I get done recording, I'm going to watch this video from Lynn Marie. She's doing, it's like her latest vlog. And yes, I have subscribed. I don't know why YouTube has this to where even when you subscribe, they got this whole join thing. And if you join, then I bet this subscribe button would turn, black, and it would have the past tense, subscribed. You know what I mean? But you have to come over here and unsubscribe, and then you'll see this as a black subscribe button. But I'm subscribed to her channel. So anyway, I'm gonna watch this and I'm listening to how her day was, and I gotta go back to Karen's channel. And Karen is another person I like to keep in contact with. There's a lot of people that do video blogs that I watch on this Growing with Podrey. It's a channel that I try to keep it real. We want to keep it real. So I subscribe to people that are doing real shit, and it's mostly people, that are brown, and it's people that are from the culture, from my culture, meaning all kind of race, all kind of ethnicities. And the reason why I'm thinking that they're from my culture is because if I take a minute to, or when I took a minute to listen to them, they're talking on some shit that I'm talking on. They're being entertained by some shit that I'm being entertained by. You know what I'm saying? They may not look like me, but they're entertained by the shit that I'm entertained with. You know what I'm saying? And it's like when you're like-minded with people, you're like, you feel a little bit closer, and you feel a little more comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it be your own people that can bring you down, true enough. But it's like, you can't trust a person, what is it? Like, I can't trust you for as much as I can throw you. Some shit like that. I forgot how the saying goes. But anyway, I'm gonna get off of here. And I'm just letting you know that I'm I'm trying to find good shit to keep my spirits high. You know, I'm trying to heal up some sores. So I need to have, good vibrations, and I'm not trying to fuck up my spirit. There's this movie on Disney called Predator, Killer of Killers, and it's anime. I'm gonna check that out too. There's a bunch of other animes that I want to check out. I'm talking about real hardcore anime. If you like anime, let me know. My go-to for anime, as far as what I like to watch and what I could watch over and over again, is Inuyasha. I like Inuyasha. Inuyasha was cool as fuck. Yeah, it's cool as fuck. But I'm gonna get off of here. Hope you have a good day. Hope you have a good night. Hope you have a good morning. Peace.